What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Deep Dive. Today we're going to go over Mr. Steve Stevens. So yeah, it's been a few weeks, but I've been busy doing this. So I didn't realize how much. It just seems like for whatever reason, First off, I was enjoying it. I very much like his guitar playing, and I found a whole bunch of stuff that I'd never really given much time to. And he's turned out to be one of my favorite guitar players. So I'm happily surprised with how it all went. It was a lot of fun. Came up with I've got my playlist, so we can go with the playlist together. It should be there in the description. Sometimes it's tough if I'm looking on the cell phone and I'm looking for the whatchamacallit, sorry, the description on my cell phone. If I'm looking at my cell phone, I'm looking on YouTube on the cell phone because I use my laptop. I don't really watch my phone. I have a hard time seeing in the description where the playlist is. So there is a playlist. You can always go to my page, but I always put it like that's the first thing in the description. So if you're on a YouTube on a laptop, you should be able just to see it. It should be the first thing in the description is the playlist, so we can go along together. It's all chronological. That also takes time too. That takes a lot of time. All right, let's just get started. Quickly, Steve was born in New York City in 1959. Kind of got a start in 1982. Has a song that on a Peter Criss solo album. Oh, Peter Criss, poor guy. But 1982 is kind of when he got jumped in and got out there. So up first, this one. This is the first big one. Oh, maybe this isn't the big one. Maybe this wasn't the original one, but this is it's funny when you listen to these older recordings. It's like there's so much empty space, and then when you want to have like the last, actually stick around for the last one. We have a special one. I never even knew it existed, but the one from 2024, it sounds so massive, like it's just like huge. And then I listen to things like White Wedding. It's just like, oh, this is cute. So that was White Wedding. And then up next, this is the second track. I usually pick one or two songs per album. If there's more than two, then it's a good album. But this one's different. It's called Shooting Stars, and it's got a really sort of, I don't know if it's a 16th note triplet something delay to make the sound, kind of like the Edge would do. It's pretty cool. Called Shooting Stars. Whoops, sorry. Here we go. That'd be something that, U2 In Excess. It's a pretty. Yeah, I like it because it was Steve Stevens has range. He's got range and he can play different styles, and he really plays for the song. He's not like, okay, I'll just say whatever. Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, who else were like the guitar guys? Like, there's just like a designated guitar solo so the guitar player can shine. It's like Steve didn't need that. Like, it was there, but it was not. It's like when you listen to a guitar solo from Steve playing, like, he will hold back. He will play for the song versus somebody that just, not that I don't mind that, but after a while, sometimes it's like, okay, let's play for the song a little bit. Anyways, that was Billy from his debut album. Up next, we get to the Rebel Yell, and this most famous intro, like, of the 80s. And that was a syncopated guitar intro. That's just for that alone, that deserves on there. And this is a song. I listened to this album through a couple times, but I never there's the hit songs that I love, obviously, but This one grew on me. It, this song is okay. If I'm being crazy, you could change the first word from crank to crack, and then just say it's ho. That's what I was saying in my head. Crank call. It's got a great riff. And then this is my favorite Billy song, without without question. You've all heard that 1,000 times, but that guitar, even as a kid, I had learned that rap. I think it was grade 5, 84. I think it was grade 5 going into grade 6. I remember learning that rap. I freaking loved it. That was Eyes Without a Face. That was from the Rebel Yell album. Up next, we've got. So I really noticed that, like with the Billy stuff, he holds back, because when you hear his solo stuff and the stuff he does in the other things, he's very much holding back. Man for All Seasons. It's not shreddy at all. And that was Man for All Seasons. And next. Because it's got a cool guitar. Again, I love his playing. It's just his playing really accompanies the song. It really complements the song, and that's can't ask for much more. All right, that was 1986. We got something else that he did in 1986 you may have heard of. I had never heard the solo before. Listen. Oh, no, sorry. It's the next part. This solo, I'd never heard it. I don't know why. I'd only heard sort of like the main part of the song. Such a great solo. And there's even more. God, that was so well done. That is obviously from Top Gun Anthem. You've all heard it a million times. And that solo, it is so good. Anyways, that was from Top Gun. Up next, Mr. Stevens put out a solo album called Steve Stevens and the Atomic Playboys. This is 1989. So this preceded this is around when, Mr. Big hadn't really come out, and who else? Like Extreme had come out that year. Joe Satriani was on the scene. I think Flying in the Blue Dream came out that year. But it kind of didn't get as much as it deserved. It was a good album. Sorry, that's the title track, Atomic Playboys, pretty cool. He has got one of the coolest cover songs. This is one of the few. This is one of the best cover songs of all time. Awesome singer. This guy's a great singer. Yeah, that was Action. That was a Streetheart, yeah. Not Steelheart, Streetheart cover song. And then they've got a Run Across the Desert, an instrumental track. I totally forgot about this. Steve plays flamenco guitar, and he is very good at it. Really good. He does 3 solo albums. His third one's quite good. And anyways, that was Run Across Desert Sands, an instrumental. With Mr. Vince Neil. Now, I didn't realize how good this album was. This album's awesome. The only unfortunate thing about it was released in 1993 and not 1991. It's too bad. There's like 4 great tracks on this, but like by 93, nobody wanted to listen, including myself. I was not interested in this. I remember going over this girl I was seeing. I went to school with her brother, and he says, "Oh, hey, Darce, come check this out." And he threw this on, and like he said, it was really good. And I don't know why. I gave it a little shot. I didn't get into it. I really like this, man. This is a lot of good tunes. Vince Neil does great on here. This is I'd say on par with, as far as quality of overall songs, I'd say it's on par with Dr. Feelgood. Production, you may not think it's as big sounding, but I think it sounds amazing. Okay, this has got a great intro. Gotta love the pinch harmonics with the heavy vibrato. That's called Look in Her Eye. This album is great. That was Look in Her Eyes. Up next. Oh, he does like a sort of a flamenco start. This is a really cool track. I can't play too much of it. Here we go. Sorry if I'm... That was called Edge. And the last one. This one's great. A fast one. This is a barn burner. A little bit of that rebel yellish type of thing. This song is got great. I love this track. Great tune. Set me free. That set me free from Vince Neil. From there, have a few years off, and then I got one track from this album. This is called, sorry, let me just get that up a little bit there. So this is Black Light Syndrome with Terry Bozzio, Tony Levin and Mr. Steve Stevens. So they did 2 albums. It's a bit, this is definitely the most proggy Steve was doing in 1997 by far. So this is the first time you kind of see him stepping out and playing a little bit more improvisational kind of, because like this first album, there's quite a few tracks. It's heavily drum focused, so like it's almost like a vamp playing, and then Bozzio will do like a little solo, and then Tony doesn't solo so much, but if you're looking at the 2 Blacklight Syndrome albums, I would say the second one has a little bit more of like sort of structured 4 or 5 minute songs, whereas the first one, the original Blacklight Syndrome, it's a bit more, improvisational in that. So then we'll go on to the second Bozzio Levins and Blacklight Syndrome. This one's called Hanina. This one I think was a pop song. That one grew on me. It's great. That's called Hanina. This is Flamenco a Go-Go. I think this is a live solo. Beasts. And then This one grew on me too. Sorry, I said this is the second Blacklight Syndrome. This is the Steve Stevens Flamenco Go-Go, not Whiskey A Go-Go. I'm sorry. I got mixed up with the thing. So those three flamenco ones, my apologies, those three flamenco ones were from his Flamenco A Go-Go. All right, back to the Blacklight Syndrome. This song's called Dangerous. Pretty aggressive track. The kick drum is a bit boomy and dangerous, like really boomy, like overly boomy. Like he's playing a 26-inch. This has got a nice guitar intro. This one's called Spiral. Steve's stretching his wings here. Awesome. And that was called Spiral. And then the third one is called Lost. Very cool. Has a great production. Again, that kick drum and that Dangerous song is a bit boomy. Otherwise, that's a great tune. That was the second Blacklight Syndrome. We got one from a very famous drummer, probably the best all-around drummer around. This is Mr. Gregg Bissonette. Obviously, he's got a little bit of a drum solo. His brother Matt, I think, was the songwriter and lead singer. Sort of a sitar. Another tasty solo. So this is like 2000. So they had this one, Blacklight Syndrome, and then you could tell that Steve was into the proggy thing, but he's again more musical. He's not doing like the crazy sweep picking or string skipping or arpeggios crazy like, Paul Gilbert or Yngwie. He was not doing that. He's a bit more of the bluesy, but he still was fast. Kind of like that John Sykes. They don't really go into that like the sweeps and that. Next we go to a track from, I think it's 2002. This is my favorite keyboardist. Here we go. Now this one, I think I might have had two. If you're listening to this, if you're a fan of Jeff Beck, really reminds me of, like say from Blow by Blow or Wired or whatever. Great tune. It's called A View from the Sky. This is Derek Sherinian, and the album's called Mythology. And then we move on back to Mr. Idol. If you took close to a decade or so off. No, I think he did some Christmas stuff in this. But this I play on guitar. It is fun. Fun song to play. So guitar solo is not too difficult. And then we have another one. I just got two from this. This is like a really good album. Devil's Playground. Very good album. This next one's called Rat Race. Rat Race. Got a pretty big chorus. Very big chorus. That was from Devil's Playground. From there, we've got a solo album. I don't know if this is... Yeah, this is in order. Steve Stevens solo album. Studio. Memory Crash. Yeah, so this is 2008. This has got sort of like the blue. This is a great guitar album. Too bad it came out in 2008, not 1988. Let's check this next one out. It's called Small Arms Fire. Oops. All his great production. He's always got great tone. Always has great tone. This one's called Prime Mover. Up next, we got Hellcats, Take the Highway. I'm assuming this is about a Dodge cars. And then the last one, we got Memory Crash. Dude can write, man. Dude can write. Great album. That was his Memory Crash. It's a Memory Crash, right? Yeah, Memory Crash, 2008 solo. And that was the title track, Memory Crash. Let's get back to some proggy goodness with Mr. Shrinian. This is from Derek Shrinian's Oceana. And this is Derek Shrinian, who I think, he was Billy's keyboardist. Also, who else did he play with? He played with Dream Theater. But he's my favorite keyboardist. Him, and then Jordan Rudess, and then Tommy Mars. But something about Derek, he has a bit more of I like his writing, and it's a bit heavier and darker sounding. And this one, he does this one sounds a little bit sort of call and answer, kind of like mid-70s Jeff Beck, which I love. That was Ghost Runner. And this one's called Oceana. Such a great player. Derek can write. Steve can write. These guys write. They write songs that I want to keep listening to. It's not like just a song so you can hear soloing. All right, there's that. Let's move on to some more Billy. This song's called Whiskey and Pills. It's crazy. And it's fun. It's a high energy fun track, like a barn burner we used to call. And it's got kind of a funky sound. It's a fun tune. That's called Whiskey and Pills. And this next one's called Can't Break Me Down. It's a good tune, man. I had fun. All right, let's get away from Billy. Let's go check out Mr. Sebastian Bach. Up next with a song called Push Away. He's kind of the vocals. I would not have chosen those. I can barely even get up there. That is Push Away from Sebastian Bach. And let's get back to some Billy. This one's from 2022. This one's called Running from the Ghost. It's got, it's hard to describe this. It's hard to describe, like, Billy's rock, but he's... a good tune. Like, again, when you listen to Steve Stevens and he's playing, like, say, with Billy Idol or, like, a famous artist, he did a couple, like, songs throughout here. He played with Rick Ocasek and some other people I don't know, Jerusalem Slim and Keisuke Himura, Deadland Ritual, other featured artists, like I said, Peter Criss, Thompson Twins. He did a song called Dirty Diana with Michael Jackson, coupled with Steve Lukather, one with Robert Palmer. But again, like, you're listening to this, and it could have been anybody on guitar. There's nothing that really stands out, so I didn't bother putting it in there. I was running from the ghost. This one's called Vortex. This one is, I love his keyboard tones. I love his keyboard tones. Great. This is such great production. Derek Sherny on keyboard, Steve on guitar, and Simon Phillips on drums. Great production. Great. I love Derek Sherny and stuff. And the final track we have is from Sebastian Bach again, and this is huge. Huge. The production is huge. But I'll explain when I'm done here. Let's see if I can find some bit more. It's a great song called F.U. Some Stevie goodness. Don't want to give it all away. That's it for the tracks. And the special track we got in here, I found. This is from a Guitar World cassette. Steve Stevens' Guitar World. And this was from, it's an interview. And I saw like an instrumental song. Check out his makeup. I had no idea he did this. So this is 86. And Not of This Earth would have come out this year. I guess Yngwie was out. Vi had put out Flexable, and I guess he kind of flew under the radar with this stuff. I think he wanted to stretch a bit. He got to with the Vince Neil. I don't know. I look at this. He's been going 43 years now. And like there's a song that Sebastian Bach song was from 2024. I think Billy Idol's got a album from this year. I listened through it again. If there's nothing that really sort of showcases Steve's talent, or you can kind of hear, there's nothing of any significance from that album that I thought should be on here. But he's still going, and he still sounds freaking great. And I'm very glad I did this deep dive because I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I enjoyed doing this. So I will be doing another guitarist deep dive. I've narrowed down a few. I was thinking, Joe Walsh I could do. I always liked his playing. I like Reb Beach, and I like Blues Saraceno. Somebody that has, a decently long career and some stuff I want to listen to. Maybe Phil X. I could do a deep dive on Phil X. She had a beautiful apartment. So yeah, we will be doing more deep dives in the very near future. So until then, I will catch you guys later. Peace.